All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're going to wait a minute or two to let everyone get in here. We see we're up to about 50 or 56 participants. But while we're waiting, let's go ahead and do a little icebreaker. I'm Mason Howell, along with Kendall and Hannah. We'll all introduce ourselves here in a moment, but give us where you're from and your favorite thing you've ever purchased or sold on eBay. Me and Hannah and Kendall were just trying to figure out this. Did you come up with one, Kendall or Hannah, yet?
I have one, but mine is a something I sold. For starters, hi, I'm Kendall. I sold a Tom Ford jacket. Um, I just found it at a Goodwill and got it authenticated and sold it for like $400 very quickly, actually, like way faster than I thought it was going to sell, which always happens. I feel like the things that I'm like hesitant and don't, list sell so fast. So that was really cool.
Well, that's
Also,
amazing.
I'm
It's
from
like a
North
nasty gal
Carolina.
situation. Didn't Nasty Gal do something like that where she bought like a Chanel jacket at Goodwill and sold it for like crazy amount on eBay?
Oh, I don't know. But
No, sorry about you.
I was just saying I'm in North Carolina too. I'm around Charlotte area. So, but yeah, that's my coolest find or coolest sale, I guess.
I mean, that's really cool. I'm gonna wait. That app does make me feel like I sell like one thing a month just to give it a try. Make sure I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing. Hannah, what about you?
I haven't really purchased anything recently, which we don't need to tell our coworkers. But before I started working at eBay, I was selling items for like family and friends just to help. And I actually was using Vendoo
That's right.
as a third party tool. So this is full circle. So I think the last thing I sold for someone was like a men's Dior blazer.
Mm.
And
Love
I
it.
am from Cleveland, Ohio, the Chagrin Falls area, if anyone's familiar.
Fab. All right, great. And then I am Mason, everyone, and we'll get this webinar started. Looks like we have a good amount of participants in here and so many people popping in. I'm based out of New York City, and I can't even think of the most recent thing I've purchased. So many things. I'm also a little under the weather, guys, so brain fog is real. So we will get started here. But guys, today, very exciting because this is the eBay Vendoo's, our second webinar together. And this one is all about basically like how to prepare yourself for 2026. And not only do you have me and Hannah, who are on the eBay side, we have Kendall with us, who is a top-rated seller, pre-love partner. Can't wait to get more into that. But let's go ahead and jump off. We're going to start off with some introductions and then some like top trending categories. And then we'll get into smart pricing, staying compliant, eBay shipping best practices, scaling internationally, top seller and pre-love programs, cross-listing with Vendoo, and then of course the eBay live selling and Q&A plus Vendoo and eBay giveaway. Very excited. We'll get to a second. So I'm gonna pass it over to Kendall, let her start and give a little introduction of herself.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kendall. I am the woman behind Style Secondhand. I have been a full-time reseller for 2.5 years, specializing in men's and women's pre-loved clothing and shoes. Alongside reselling, I create content on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook where I share brand knowledge, tips, and some behind-the-scenes realities of reselling. I am also a Vendoo ambassador, part of the Pre-Love Partner Program. I am part of the international shipping program, and I have also sold on eBay Live.
I love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Hannah, let's move over to you.
All right, so my name is Hannah, and I am a part of the U.S. business development team for eBay's luxury category, where I focus on expanding eBay's presence with handbags, watches, and jewelry. In my role, I work to identify and partner with top luxury sellers, brands, and trusted sources across the nation, helping them bring their exceptional merchandise to eBay's global marketplace. And I've been in resale for pretty much over a decade now. I had some wholesale experiences as well, but most recently before eBay, I was at The Real Real, where I was a part of their C2C onboarding team that helped bring luxury goods onto the platform. So just super thrilled to be here today and to help continue eBay's success and obviously all of yours.
Yes, me and Hannah were actually real colleagues from what, 18 to 2020 or something like that. So
Yes.
me and Hannah worked together a long time. Love each other. All right, guys, and hello again. My name is Mason Howell. Howell. I was on the webinar before. I'm the U.S. Business Development Manager alongside Hannah. We work very closely together, but I do the fashion apparel category along with sneakers and streetwear here at eBay. My primary focus is some more supporting and onboarding small to medium businesses. We refer to you guys as SMBs. I guess you can get that acronym right there. And basically, along with the onboarding, I also help you integrate with Vendoo. We pass you over to many other eBay colleagues. We're going to go through that whole process. Hannah's going to take us through that here in a little bit during the stay in compliance section. But we help you guys support with Vendoo, with eBay. So it's a really great thing to have us so that you can onboard with us, go through the whole thing. But I've also been in the pre-love industry for a little over 10 years. I've had past roles at Christie's Auction House, Sotheby's Auction House, where I ran North and South America for fashion. Also alongside Hannah at the Real Real, where I was actually kind of a handbag expert. It was a fun job. So Hannah would bring in the people and then I would price all their bags. And we do like appointments together. It was a lot of fun. So I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And before we get into the next part, best-selling categories, all of that, we'd love to connect further with you. So if you're interested in setting up a storefront or want to become part of one of our focus categories, which is fashion primarily. We know a lot of you do that, also collectibles, and we have other ones as well, which we'll go into here in a moment. But we do have a Google form you can fill out. I put it into the chat, but I'll pop it in here again for you guys. I'll keep popping it in there throughout the session, along with Kendall storefront, secondhand style. So style secondhand, I apologize, style secondhand. My dyslexia kicked in there for a second. So, but together, we'll explore how eBay and tandem with Vendoo can be the right fit for your business. Even if you're not in fashion, but are curious about other eBay storefronts and automotive parts and accessories, collectibles, electronics, home and garden, we're happy to connect you with one of our colleagues as well. So also, if you guys have any questions, we have a Q&A section at the end of this for the last 10 to 15 minutes. Put it in the Q&A section rather than the chat. That'll be the best way we can see it because the chat goes pretty fast. We'll disappear on it. We don't want to miss your questions. And of course, if you want to reach out to me or Hannah, fill out that Google form. We have our emails up here as well. You can also scan the QR code. So many different ways to contact us. And with that, next thing we're getting to is our best-selling categories. So best-selling categories, we have the fashion and pre-love fashion apparel, which is the category, like I said, I do the business development side is, and what Kendall primarily sells. And Kendall, correct me if I'm wrong there as well. But fun fact, basically, currently over 40% of all fashion sold on eBay is pre-loved. And what we mean by pre-loved is it doesn't mean it has to be worn. It could be something as simple as you bought it from a store, still has tags on it. That's still considered pre-loved if it's not direct from retailer. So that's what falls into the pre-loved category overall. We also issue a quarterly watch list trend report, curated in-house by our stylist Bree Walsh, which has so many things from luxury to fashion to all of the things. But let me pass it over to Hannah, who's going to give us a few fun facts about luxury, and I'll tell you about a few of our other categories.
Yeah, so obviously in luxury, our best-selling categories is handbags, watches, and fine jewelry. But I think luxury has this connotation that it has to be the most expensive pieces, but it actually doesn't. Some of the best-selling product are actually like older branded antique pieces. Mostly branded, but some not. And then current trend driven designer items. So can be a whole array of different price points. And then just some fun facts, just overall for eBay. eBay connects over 135 million active buyers worldwide, which is crazy to think. It's just we're just in the US, but it's a total global scale. And it hosts more than 2.3 billion live listings globally, giving sellers and buyers exceptional visibility and reach. And then a fun fact is in the luxury space, a handbag is sold every 13 seconds, which is wild. While
Didn't
eight
even know that.
watches, yeah, while eight watches and eight pieces of fine jewelry are sold every minute in the US alone. And then with those numbers in mind, we see tremendous opportunity for sellers to connect with passionate buyers who value quality, authenticity, and the excitement of curated luxury. So just crazy how fast items could sell.
Yes. And I think MasterCard just put out a report too that they said out of their fashion, 5% of all MasterCard transactions worldwide is pre-loved, which is huge, they said. Like that's a number they didn't expect. So they thought it was going to be like 0.5%, but 5%. So it's just ever growing. All right. And some of our other categories is automotive parts and accessories. You can actually upload your car to get the exact fit, guaranteed fit. And eBay will actually refund you from them, not from the seller, if it is not a guaranteed fit. So if you're into that, feel free to reach out. We do know that fashion is primarily what Vendoo users have for the cross listing and everything, but we do know another big part is collectibles. Collectibles is a huge part of eBay and our colleagues. I mean, our collectibles colleagues are they're just a blast. We love seeing all this stuff. They always have fun trinkets behind them. But from trading cards, toys, coins, comics, eBay is go-to place for collectors. They also have authenticity guarantee for trading cards, which Hannah's going to talk about that throughout this. So feel free to reach out to us for collectibles. The electronics, home and garden. Actually, fun fact, 68% of global customers are aware that purchasing refurbished allows shoppers to reduce their environmental impact because actually, before clothing, electronics is one of the biggest things that ends up in the landfill and is probably the most harmful. So very incredible that eBay is one of the leaders in that. So feel free to reach out to us. And of course, eBay Live, which we'll get into more here towards the end of the webinar, one of our last topics, but a very exciting, huge push behind eBay and the global market for e-commerce. So on to that, our next category is going to be smart pricing. We're going to turn it over to Kendall because obviously she does this day to day. Hannah and I technically are not allowed to talk about pricing, which is totally fine since we work with so many sellers. Me and Hannah did do that for like 10 years, so it's very hard for us sometimes not to talk about it. So, but Kendall, I'm going to let you take it over and go from there.
All right, let's talk smart pricing. So, smart pricing starts with looking at the market and not just guessing. I always check what similar items are listed for and what they've actually sold for. That gives me a real sense of demand and where buyers' expectations are sitting at right now. I also use the product research tool. This tool allows you to see sell-through rates, average prices, how often an item sells, and what's currently moving. That data helps you avoid underpricing, but more importantly, it helps you avoid overpricing. Seeing what an item is selling at for the current moment is going to help inform your pricing decision. From there, I like to price so I have a little room for offers. Most eBay buyers expect a bit of negotiation, so building in that cushion keeps me competitive without cutting into my profit margins. And if an item is in demand, I don't hesitate to price confidently. I always say sometimes it just takes the right buyer, just like my Tom Ford jacket, if you heard that in the beginning, just takes the right buyer. So price confidently. Promotions are another smart pricing tool, whether it's markdowns, offers, or volume discounts. These help items move faster without forcing you to permanently lower your price. They give you flexibility while still protecting your margins. And the last key is reviewing your prices regularly. Market shift, seasons change, and the buyer behavior moves with it. Smart pricing isn't set and forget. It's a price check-in. Quick check-in and small tweaks that keep you positioned right where buyers are.
I love that. That's great. And for those of you who don't know the product research tool, it used to be called Terapeak, and now it's product research tool. So very cool. And you find it within your storefront. And if you have a storefront like Kendall does, you actually get greater access to those tools than if you would as just a C2C user. So that's something me and Hannah can help you with. Of course, if you are C2C and you want to become a B2C business to seller, very easy to set up, sole proprietorship, all those things. And we can't technically help you with it, but we can guide you in the right direction. And it's super simple. We've had many sellers sign up with it. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kendall, for that. Any other things you want to add, Kendall? I really want to talk about pricing, but obviously we can't.
I do too.
So many questions.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing, at least personally, right now, what I have been focusing on after having a meeting with a growth advisor with eBay is my stagnant listings and like giving my listings some TLC. I feel like that is something I kind of, he called it the crock pot method, where you just put them out and then don't really pay attention to them. And I loved that because that is what I do. So now I'm just working through a really hefty list of stagnant and stale listings to get my store fresh. And I'm seeing a lot of old inventory move out, which is what we want. So it's been great.
Absolutely. And that's something that I'm actually about to turn over to Hannah, who's going to talk about our kind of BD onboarding process. It's something you get in our incubation. They will show you some of those tool tips and tricks that Kendall is discussing. Do they recommend, because I know a few other platforms don't like this, we like it here at eBay, the delist and relist kind of function?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been heavily focusing on and then tweaking the listing before I put it back out there to give it a little bit of
Mm.
a spruce, make it look pretty and also sometimes fix things that like I put the wrong brand and like or I spelled something wrong. I found that in my titles and I'm like, no wonder it didn't sell. I don't even have it correct. So sometimes when you're just churning and just getting as many listings out there as you can, you miss little details. So it's important to go back and actually look at what you put out there and, try and get it to sell. That's the whole point.
Absolutely. I think there was a moment for some handbags, like the Hermes Bolide, for instance, they were being spelled with an R from some of our overseas sellers. So if you really want to find a good Bolide that no one was going to purchase, Boride for a time, is how you had to search it.
Love that.
We love it.
Spell things wrong and you might find a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavily discounted.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. We're going to move on to staying compliant in 2026. Great thing. We're going to start with Hannah, who's going to go over our BD onboarding process. And that's one of the great things you get with us is that we help you learn because we know eBay is a huge beast. But then we'll turn over to Kendall from the seller side and her experience within staying compliant, how she's been successful. Because as of now, she has zero negative reviews. I just saw this, by the way, Kendall. Incredible. And over 750 positive feedback. So I'm very, very curious. I love how great that is. And I think over almost 5,000 items sold. So fabulous. All right, Hannah, on to you.
Yeah, so eBay is a very complex place. It is a free marketplace, so you can just sign on and sell your hearts out. However, as a business or a small business owner for sellers, you're a business and should be treated like a business. So even if you already sell on eBay, it's not too late to work with our business development team. We can still reintegrate you, and I'll tell you what that means. So. Basically, why work with us versus signing up solo? We can offer 3 months subsidized storefront fee for free in the fashion category, which is awesome. So you can, if you sell on eBay now and don't have a storefront, you can try it out and see how effective that is. Having a storefront is great because you don't realize that you're able to kind of start a fan base, if you will. So you're able to really get followers. You'll get people writing reviews about you, and they can follow along with your store, heart it, and come back later when you add more items each week, each month, and just look forward to what you have to sell. You get a discount on your final value fee. So, meaning the commission that eBay takes, you get a little discount for that working with us. You have a personalized onboarding plan aligned to your business goals. So basically, how it starts is you have an integration pass. So you'll work with our integration team for as long as it takes for you to get quote unquote live on eBay. Not eBay live, but just live. Your storefront will be live on the site so people can purchase. Um,
They'll make sure your Vendoo and eBay is connected properly as
Yes,
well.
yes, that's the integration path. So you have Vendoo as a source, and then our integration specialist that will connect you with will work with your Vendoo team to help make it a seamless transition and get your items listed on eBay. After that, once you quote unquote are live on the platform and starting to sell, we'll actually get you in an incubation stage, which is honestly really awesome. It's a free scaling manager that helps say, hey, I want to make $1 million this year. Help me get there. And they'll help you do that. They'll help you with keywords. So if you are listing handbags, you'll be the first search when people are saying, I want a Marc Jacobs handbag, you have that, they buy it, and then they'll help you with any marketing tools, advertising, anything you need to be successful on the platform. And then hopefully you're selling really well and doing really well, and we'll loop you in with an account manager for the foreseeable future. So someone to always stay on top of your sales, help you with coupons, any promotions that are going on, and really help manage your site for you. And then I think that's not pretty much it, but I think that's a lot of information for now. So if you're interested, I'll have Mason loop in those links for you to kind of get your feet wet, looking at your subscription options, your selling fees. But I really encourage you to fill out the Google form and talk with us about what you need to get started, and we will run through it all in detail with you. And then I'll turn it over to Kendall just to any additional compliance if you have from a seller standpoint would be awesome.
Yeah, and thanks for the shout out about my feedback and my store because it's something that I work really hard on, and compliance is a big thing that I take pride in. So, one of the biggest pieces is seller accuracy, which I just said that, I put things wrong in title sometimes, but I fix it and I make sure that it's correct. But just making sure that your title, your specifics, your photos, the condition notes, all of that match and line up. The more honest and detailed you are, the fewer issues that you'll have down the road or any cases or returns, anything like that. And eBay loves consistency. So that is one of the big ones. Return policies are another big one. If you have them, make sure that you are sticking to what you set. And eBay expects you to honor that. So handling returns through the platform, staying consistent shows eBay that you are a reliable seller. Also, with returns is communication. So make sure that all communication is on the platform. If somebody ever wants to take it outside of the platform, don't just say that you want to keep everything here because it protects you, it protects them, everyone is happy. So make sure that you don't do that. The last thing is something that I feel like isn't talked about a lot, but is Vero, which is verified rights owner and brand restrictions. There are certain brands that are very protective of their intellectual property rights, and you can have things that get flagged. I personally actually have had something flagged, and I didn't realize because I was very new to selling, and it was something that I had no idea about. And then I found out, and now I don't sell that thing. So just make sure that you are double checking things that you're not sure about. There is a list on eBay that has a bunch of brands that are part of this, and it's just something that you should be aware of so that you are still in compliance. So those are some things that I think Mason's going to put it in the chat, the link, but those are some things that I focus on to get good feedback and to have people buy from me and feel confident buying from me. I personally am someone that likes to under promise and over deliver because I want the person to be way happier versus what they see. I obviously try to provide as much information on my listing, but I want them to be floored when they get the thing. So I under promise, over deliver, and my feedback shows. So that is all I want to share about compliance.
No, I love it. It was all music to me and Hannah's ears. We love compliancy. I've never felt such like a compliant person until I started working here. Like, no, you have to follow the rules. Because unfortunately, we have found with a lot of the sellers we've worked with, who do have issues, and sometimes there are some issues that maybe eBay didn't see, but we do help with. But we have found majority of the time when people come to us with some of these issues, they do happen to be because one thing wasn't followed. If one small rule wasn't followed, eBay can't help you. And that's one of the saddest parts. So we want to protect you and protect the buyers as well. So this is all for your guys' safety also. So that is really exciting. As you can see with Kendall's compliance, see she's had very strong reviews, very strong everything. I put her storefront here a few times. Feel free to click on it, follow it. I think that's just a great way to go about it. Hannah, do you have any other comments on compliancy?
No, I think we're hitting it in the nail on the head. I think this is great.
We love it. We love it. Okay. And I also put that list in there for you guys for all of the brands. And actually, very interesting. We can't say which brands yet, but we do have direct to brand on eBay as well. And sometimes we do work with brands to learn some of the techniques, things that they are doing. So we can put that into our AI systems. eBay is a huge AI push. to ensure that we can see listings, any inauthentic listings, to try to take them down as fast as possible. eBay is not only a big AI driver, but a huge authenticity guarantee driver. And anytime we can work with a brand directly on IP rights and all of that, we're going to do so to ensure that you guys as buyers and sellers are protected. So that list is very important. I love that, Kendall, you brought that up because honestly forget about it sometimes and I need to talk about it more. All right, we're going to move on to eBay best shipping practices. I'm glad Kendall start with this from the seller side, and then we'll just give a few commentary, but it's pretty much all the same, I feel, from both seller and from us as eBay um, representatives and for the sellers. So go right ahead, Kendall, take it away.
So, when it comes to shipping on eBay, the biggest thing is treating every order with care. My background is actually from a retail store, and it's a luxury retail store, so I am familiar with taking pride and care in every order.
What store was that? Sorry to interrupt.
Lululemon,
Oh my
luxury
God,
activewear.
love Lululemon. No,
Yes.
love Lululemon. And the fact that
Yeah.
their outlets are actually a true outlet. Sorry, obsessed. My
Yeah.
partner loves them as well. Fantastic. So
Yes.
great. Sorry, continue. We actually just
Mm.
launched Lululemon as a direct from brand. So
Oh,
very exciting. Sorry, continue.
yeah. Yeah, love Lululemon. I have a lot of it, but with that being said, buyers cannot see your workspace. They can't see how you package their items. So when they get their order, that is their first impression of you and your brand. So you want to make sure that you are packaging it with care and you don't have to overdo this. I personally like to pack with just minimal packaging. I don't go overboard. And all I do is put a thank you sticker on it that just says thank you for your order and it says my store name. And I use my Rolo printer. I create these myself and it's very simple, very intentional and personal. And I've had comments, I've had feedback that say they like my packaging because it's minimal and that has a touch of personality to it. And I think it's very minimal work for that special experience. Another best practice is shipping as quickly as you realistically can. You don't need to do same day shipping to be a great seller. Personally, I don't do same day shipping. I ship Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I don't have any issues with that. There are one off times when I will make a stop for somebody if they message me, things like that, because I can do that. I have the luxury of working for myself and being able to go to the post office whenever I want. But you don't have to ship every single day. And what matters most is reliability and consistency, and that you're just making sure you're meeting your shipping handling times. The other thing that I want to touch on is combined shipping discount. I actually have a discount on my store that is free shipping for orders over 100. I do sell clothing and I'm not a luxury clothing seller, so I am in like a mid-tier price range. So that typically includes a couple things that somebody will buy from me, which one makes me sell a couple things and that person's going to get everything in one order. It's going to be more affordable for them and it will save me time and materials. So those are some things that I like to focus on with my shipping, and I feel like my store reflects all of that.
I love it, especially the combined shipping, because I will refuse to pay $4.99 for anything, but I'll pay an extra $75 for more things for free shipping. So absolutely all day
Exactly.
long. So
That it's a
it's awesome.
psychological thing.
It absolutely is. It's like you say, it's girl math. You save money in the
Oh
end.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love it. And I think you touched on a really great point is also like that personalization of the thank you notes or even the thank you sticker. Like when I see that, even before I started working at eBay, whenever I saw that, just that, I'm like, oh, they took the time to write a handwritten note for me as a thank you. Even if it just looked handwritten and was a copy print, I can't tell the difference. I'm going to go on there and take the 5 minutes to write a quick little review. And eBay even now gives you the points of like, say shipping was great, or just type shipping. Say this was great, this was great, condition was great, and oftentimes the auto fills it for you. So I think that is something very strong that we love to see. Wonderful. All right. So next we're going to move on to eBay scaling internationally in 2026. This is my favorite subject, especially for fashion sellers. So basically, eBay has this amazing thing we have discovered because we're an international company, 135 million active users worldwide globally. We shipped to over 200 countries. I think now the total is like 211, 212, somewhere in that ballpark. And we discovered that, of course, as you guys are shipping things internationally from the US, there are a lot of things in place, especially with everything that has come up recently with tariffs and all of that, an ongoing discussion constantly. But eBay has created the most amazing thing is the eBay International Shipping Program. Basically, all you pay is the price to ship it to one of our domestic hubs. We will handle international delivery, customs, tracking, and returns. And the way to qualify for this is basically when you sign up for the storefront, you're already in it. You don't have to mark anything. You can also, well, sometimes you have to mark it, but most of the time you do not have to. Once you're in there, you're good to go. It offers it automatically to all these different countries. And if it sells, your label is just going to look a little bit different, goes to our hub. If there's any returns, we handle those as well for you. So truly, it is risk-free for the price of a domestic shipping label. And anything below $2,500 in the fashion category qualifies for this. So there's a huge amount of space for this. So anywhere from a Gucci handbag to Ralph Lauren sweater to anything of those sorts. So very, very exciting. And it's probably one of the biggest things you get when coming to eBay. And we've seen really brands, you know, take off because of it. And along with that, as you're scaling internationally, we know that you're going to probably need more inventory, things of that sort. We actually just launched a new program that me and Hannah are actually learning more about next week. We just had like a great little introduction to it recently. It is our eBay Seller Capital program, and it's basically business financing program. So you have to be a business account, which is what me and Hannah would help you with. And if you ever needed a credit line or a loan, it's basically like a business loan. You can get that from eBay to reinvest into your business. We know sometimes great collections come up, great palettes, anything of that sort, and you just want to go ahead and buy it, but you may not have the capital right now. This can help you with that. And you can pay it back through your eBay sales. You can also actually open it up more to the fact that if you open up your whole business books for them, they can give you even more of an extension or loans for it as well. We just launched this. I'm going to put a little link for you guys to review. And of course, the great part is that, sorry, I can't type and talk. The worst. So, one of the other great parts is this is not just for eBay specific. eBay, because we love working with Vendoo, we know you guys are cross-listing, we encourage it. Of course, we love eBay. We're not jealous at all, just a little bit, but not too much. So you could use this capital for anything your heart desires to grow your business because we want you to be successful. As our CEO, Jamie, always says, accidental entrepreneurs. And that's one of the best parts about this, that we love seeing these small businesses grow because me and Hannah work with you guys the most and probably is the best thing to see. So that is a really great part that's upcoming. So many things with that. So keep an eye on that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move into some global trends. And I think it's actually more fun to just discuss overall. If you guys didn't come in earlier, we have the eBay watch list trend report, which I popped into the chat and I'll pop in here again momentarily. But we see some global trends. Our in-house stylist, Bree Walsh, talks about it. And we put obviously they are quarterly, but they almost come out quicker than that sometimes, almost like bi-monthly, which is really great. But we see huge things right now, tactile excellence for apparel. We're seeing textures being really celebrated, a lot of statement silhouettes rather than patterns and things of that choice. But what are you seeing, Kendall, that's like selling really well within the apparel side for you?
I think for me, and something that I've been focusing on is the fabric content. I feel like that, at
Ooh,
least that's where my algorithm is on TikTok. And that is a big push is people caring about what things are made of. So like silk and wool and cashmere, things like that. I feel like one, I'm trying to source more of that, but two, I feel like I'm selling more of that. But again, I'm sourcing more of it. So it makes sense. But I feel like that is something that I've noticed a push in and like that quiet luxury kind of space. Um, Personally, that's what I like too. So like that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, that's what I notice.
wait, that's so true. I feel like it's been incepted in my brain from TikTok because I've been looking at labels more often now. So
Yes, all the time. I'm like, all this like good brands, they're not good quality. And so it makes you just like, I'm very hyper aware now. I'm like everything, I'm looking at the tag.
yeah,
So
if I see a poly blend, I don't want it.
yeah,
Okay,
no, exactly. I'm like,
no.
no, I love it, but I can't take it home. I'm sorry.
Hannah, what about you? What are you seeing from like handbags, watches, jewelry? Give us a little bit of each.
I mean, listen, I think everyone loves a logo trend, obviously. Like people love the Louis Vuitton logo, Gucci logo, they love anything logo. But I really think like again what Kendall said, like quiet luxury, like the row. We're
Oh,
seeing like a 50% spike in sales, which is awesome. And then retro revival versatile bags, like I said, obviously Gucci performs the best, the Blondie,
yes.
crossbody bag. Anything with like that light touch of a logo is super, super popular. But the one I was the most surprised in, just because like I feel like it was a big moment when we were growing up, not to age ourselves or anything, but Coach is back. Because they do a huge rebranding, right? So anything that's like and that show The Summer I Turned Pretty, they're all in the campaign. So like anyone that's like celebrity focused and is going to really jump that trend. But I think it's really interesting what Kendall said too, is like the reason why I love resale and secondhand so much is because you always have to look at that label. A lot of brands aren't making they're it's almost like fast fashion, right? Like they're still the creme de la creme of all brands, but they're not making their stuff like they used to. So sourcing vintage, resale, secondhand, like in handbags especially, that's something that's really sought after is like the old goodies. And then in jewelry, obviously like the antique branded pieces, super, super covetable. Sculptural bold metal jewelry, so still like gold hoops, silver pieces, mixed metals. People are mixing metals, gold, rose gold, different types of silver and all that stuff, like wearing it all together as a group. And then watch trends, obviously, timeless, Breitling, Bulgari, Serpenti, which is coming back into fashion, which is awesome to see. And then Bulova, which is a brand that a lot of people may not know about, but it is coming back into fashion like crazy. So it's just very interesting.
Really is. I love that. Now I'm like having pictures of like my Uggs, my little Coach bag in like ninth grade. Like so fun.
Right. And all the things that I sold already that are now
Yeah.
back, which is fine because that's what the whole point of this is. But we all buy it back again.
Yes, we do. For inflated prices. That's who we
The
are.
Prada
Yeah.
nylon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And the Bulova, I love it. Isn't that right? Bulova watch. I love a Bulova or a Bulova. I feel like I haven't seen them in forever. You know where actually I saw it again? Queen's Gambit, that chess show from
Oh,
forever ago on Netflix.
yeah.
She got like a Bulova watch from her mom. I think it was like filmed in like the
Wow.
60s or 70s or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
So
old Movado. It's just like all this stuff is coming back, right?
exactly. Oh, I love it. All right. So, enough on trends. The best part, we're going to talk about trends and bags and luxuries because we're going to talk about authenticity guarantee. So,
My
Hannah,
favorite
take it away.
topic.
And Kendall, I'd love to hear because you sell bags and stuff too. Have you ever dealt with the authenticity guarantee before?
Yeah, so I more clothes, I and shoes actually. That's probably more. I've sold
Yeah.
shoes through Authenticity Guarantee, and I have always had a great experience. And there was only one time I had something returned, and that's because I left out a picture that I needed. But other than that, it was not on anyone else but me, and it was always great. I love it.
Fantastic. I love that. Love the
Yeah.
positive feedback. All right, Hannah, go right ahead. Take
Yes,
it
this
away.
is my favorite topic of my job, to be honest, because obviously we want to buy and sell the real deals, right? So we launched something a few years back called the Authenticity Guaranteed Program, and it's getting better and better and better. So in general, the AG program is provides professional third-party authentication for select high-value or high-risk categories on eBay. So right now, it's focusing on handbags, jewelry, and watches of a certain price point. So as long as your item is over $500 or more, that item will be able to be a part of the Authenticity Guarantee program. If that item is under $500, the buyer is able to pay only $40 just to double, triple check that the item is what it says it is. So it doesn't break the bank at all, but it helps ensure that all of these items are inspected before being forwarded to the buyer. So for handbags, it goes to our auth centers across the country. For jewelry, it goes to GIA, which is where you want your pieces to go, to be honest. And then for watches, it goes to a company called Stoll that's based in Dayton, Ohio. So what happens is after the sale, the seller ships the product onto one of the choices that I just mentioned, where they are picked and certified by certifiable experts, inspected. They inspect brand markings, materials, packaging, and serial numbers. They once verified the item receives a secure tamper-proof tagging. So it has an authenticity guaranteed tag and a digital record is created. And then once that's all said and done, wherever that item is going to be delivered to the buyer. So the authentication center ships that item for the seller to the buyer. And then if a return is initiated, it is routed back through the same verification. So it's sort of like a double whammy, if you will. So seller sends it off to the buyer, it gets inspected, and then if that buyer wants to return it, they have to go through reinspection so that that buyer didn't tamper with the item, didn't wear it to an event, scratch it, try to steal a diamond, put a fake one in. So it's a twofold, if you will. It makes you feel better as the buyer, and it makes the seller feel better that they're getting their item back in the same peace of mind. So it's a great program, and it is really in what Kendall said earlier, mistakes do happen. It tends to be the seller more than the item, because there's so many other platforms for luxury like Entropy and other things that sellers use to authenticate. But this is really just extra insurance that your item is safe and it comes back to you safely, which is the most important part. And if something doesn't go through, if the AG center says, we can't send this to the buyer, this is why, you fix it and you repost it and you can sell it again. So it's just extra education, which is awesome.
I love it. That's so great. And guys, we're rolling that out. We have that, and of course, in the handbags, watches, jewelry, as Hannah was talking about. When Kendall mentioned, we do shoes, we do sneakers, clothing, we do certain brands right now. We just in Germany, we just rolled out Office Guarantee above like a bunch of brands. You just pay a $10 fee or €10 fee to do it. So that's something after Germany, they'll probably hopefully roll out here in America soon for a lot of these brands. And then, of course, we have trading cards, and that's just going to develop. eBay is very stern in making sure we're part of that authenticity guarantee moving forward. And of course, with the help of AI, go with that before it gets to us so we can help protect you guys from the listing so you're not buying something ahead of time. But most of the time, it can just come through authenticity guarantee and you have a peace of mind 2 times in a row. So we love it. All right. On to top rated seller. Kendall, who kills it at this, I'm just going to let her take away from this.
All right, let's talk top rated seller and top rated seller plus. So being a top rated seller, it all comes back to consistency. eBay wants to see that you ship on time, you're uploading your tracking, you handle any issues professionally, and that you deliver what you say you're going to deliver. So hitting those metrics tells eBay that you are reliable and trustworthy and you are rewarded as such. So once you qualify, you get a badge that builds buyer trust as well as fee discounts, which is probably the best thing. And to take it a step further, you can be top rated plus, which you have to have a what is it? 30-day return policy where you pay the shipping. And it doesn't have to be on all of your listings. I think it's like 95% of them. So I am also a part of that and offer that 30-day free return. And that gets you a good discount on fees as well. But the whole big thing with this is that it is just trust and that the buyer is confident in buying from you. So having that badge and having those metrics are just going to work in your favor. So maintaining it is, again, just staying consistent with your handling time, your returns, and your communication. even during busy seasons, which I know we are in one now, just do what you know you can actually deliver. Staying inside the program is less about perfection and more about reliability. It is one of the best long-term assets that you can build as a seller. And truthfully, if you get into it, you're obviously doing all of the right things to get into it. And it's not that difficult to stay in it once you get in it. Obviously, things happen and life happens, but having that badge and having those fee discounts are just a wonderful reward. And we all want to save a little bit of money. So it is really nice as a seller.
Absolutely. Oh, I love to hear that. And I'm glad it's been helping you as well. And you have had a good experience with that because top rate seller is one of the best things we want everyone to achieve. And it's actually not that hard to achieve it. Your account has to be live for 90 days, $1,000 and $100,000 in sales or 100 SKUs in sales, whichever 100 items in sales, whichever comes first. And then it's a monthly check. So if one month you fall a little bit below, do not worry that next month you can always get that back. So it's not like a yearly check or anything of that sort. It's super easy to maintain. And of course, there are those few things like the 30-day returns of that sort, which I know is harder for the fashion categories, but that, would you agree that fee discount has been worth it in comparison to 30 days?
Yes, definitely. I think it's
Love
like
to hear it.
13% to like 10% fee discount. So like that
There we
is
go.
definitely worth it. And like any discount is worth it, truthfully. I
Yeah,
mean, we'll take it all.
I love it. And just to give you guys kind of a heads up for like apparel overall, without signing up for storefront going through us, you're around the 14 to 15% final value fees, if not a little higher sometimes, depends on the item and the category. With us, jewelry and handbags and watches, I think it's even a little bit lower, actually much lower. And for clothing, you get down a little lower, below 14%, anywhere from I think like 12.7 to 13%. And then, like Kendall said, with that top rate seller down to 10. So it's varying, but it really makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
So definitely depending on their costs, outweighing all of that. But the next part is something that also Kindle's a part of is the eBay Pre-Love Partner Program. Now, this one's a little harder to get into, but again, if you work with me and Hannah, we'll help you get into that. So, and I think that's actually, Kindle, that's what happened to you. You actually, when you were at eBay Open, and one of our wonderful colleagues, Romina, helped you sign up for that, right?
Yes, I expressed interest and she told me at the time I didn't have returns. And that was the thing that was going to get me into it. And so I was like, it's worth having the badge and then being part of the program. And truthfully, my returns didn't skyrocket once I allowed them to happen or whatever. So it was worth it. And I'm very fortunate and lucky that I had the experience that I did. Uh, but yeah, I love the program. I'm glad to be
Love
part
it.
of it.
And part of that, guys, is just an extra badging. So eBay loves a badge. The more badges, the more things, it signals to our buyers more trust. When they see that top rated seller, it's that little ribbon, and then they see the little check mark and a little wavy circle, almost like you're an Instagram verified. They love it. They absolutely go for it. It signals trust that they've worked with eBay, eBay's vetted them. And that's something that's even great working with me and Hannah is that you then get that also extra human element, but that verification step really that we would help you get past. So you don't have to work through the apply now and all of those sorts. But again, feel free to reach out to us. And those are all things, the more you get, the more it's going to add to your credibility on eBay and hopefully get you more sales. That's the whole goal, of course, is the more money you make, the more money we're going to make.
Mhm.
All right. So next, and I believe this is kind of our last part before we get into eBay Live and then a few Q&As, is cross-listing with Vendoo. So like I said, eBay, we're not a jealous company. I mean, just a little. But we're okay with you guys cross-listing. We're an open API. We love Vendoo for one of our, I can't say that. I can say one of our favorite partners, one of my favorite partners, not one, I can say that, one of my favorite partners. They're so great to work with and one of the best platforms, in my opinion. Hannah's used it, Kendall obviously uses it as an ambassador, and great tool for cross listing. Helps you, you don't have to do the manual deactivation, but I don't know why I'm talking. Kendall, take it away onto why the cross listing with Vendoo is so great.
Cross-listed with Vendoo is one of the easiest ways to increase visibility without doubling your workload. I like to think of Vendoo as like my personal assistant, and they do all the heavy lifting in the background so that my business runs smoothly. My favorite feature, which Mason touched on a little bit, is the automated sale detection. Because I do list on multiple platforms. I am on Poshmark and I also have now dabbled in Depop a little bit because Vendoo is actually doing a little challenge sidebar. So definitely explore Depop. Sorry, eBay, but that is sorry, lost my train of thought. But with being on multiple platforms means that you have your listings multiple places. So if it sells, you want to get it down as fast as you can because you don't want to sell things twice. So that is my favorite feature because it is very quick. Sometimes it's quicker than I can even get to it because I go on there and I already have made a sale. Great on me, but it's already detected and it's already taken down, which is wonderful because then I don't have to think about it. I don't have to get on there quickly and delist the thing. It takes care of it for me. So cross-listing with Vendoo is just about working smarter, not harder. It lets you show up in multiple places. It gets more eyes on your products, which more eyes can lead to more sales. Doesn't necessarily mean it will, but it can. So I think cross-listing on Vendoo is totally worth it. And it is a couple clicks of a button to get your product to more people and make some more money because that's what we're here to do is to make money.
Right. And where are you seeing the most sales at?
eBay, 100%.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that. eBay is my baby.
We didn't even prompt that question. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
Had to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hannah used it too prior to eBay, and I think while at eBay, and you even said eBay was one of your top selling when you were
Oh, yeah,
cross-listing, right?
absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like what you put into it, right? Like it just selling on multiple marketplaces without a third party tool is just so overwhelming, at least to me. So finding something like Vendoo was just honestly a deal breaker and the reason why I continue to sell because I am who I am. I'm not the most computer savvy person, and it just makes it so much easier. And it makes me want to sell more things. So, and we love making money.
We love it. We love it, love it. All right. Next thing is I'm going to let Hannah actually take this one away because we both have eBay Live has been one of the biggest things here. So I'm going to let Hannah talk a little bit about eBay Live, but we've been pushing it so much to drive in category. And one of the best parts is if you set up a store core front with us, because eBay Live is a application only right now, they go through it. You have me and Hannah who work very close to the live team to help you get over there. So that's why one of the great reasons come to us. Anyway, sorry. Hannah, take it away.
Yes, eBay Live is a huge value prop for us. If you guys are on TikTok, Instagram, and you see people that are live on those platforms, they're most likely live selling product, and you can purchase something in a click of a button, which is honestly insane to me, but it works and there's huge success in it. So, why you should care about this is the attention is the new inventory turn with eBay Live. You're not sending traffic off platform and hoping they come back. The stream is the store. Viewers tap, remind me, join from their app or web, chat with you, and buy or bid in the moment, which is wild. And how it works in practice, you spin up a show from your existing listing, no reinvention. Your team carousel sites on screen so buyers can browse while they watch. You field questions, show condition and fit, and run tight auctions to help momentum. And basically, it's just another new way of selling. So if you have someone in your family, in your business that is animated and loves being behind a camera, you could I mean, it's crazy what you can sell. People have sold millions of dollars in one 3 hour live stream, so it's just crazy. Our recommendation is to sign up with us using what we call a core store first. So what we've been talking about, signing up with Mason and I, depending on the categories you want to sell, having that storefront visibility on eBay first, because the thing about a live platform is you can watch a 3 hour show, but you might not bite the bullet, if you will. If there's that handbag that you're like, oh my gosh, I should have bought it on that live stream, but I didn't. You have a store to go to afterwards, so you can purchase it at your own time, even if it's minutes later. So it's important to have a core store first. Um, but eBay Live is just a whole other entity of selling. We recommend maybe being on a live stream maybe 2 to 3 times a week. 3 hour shows have been the most coveted and the most money that the sellers are earning. Um, and yeah, it's the same process as if you're selling. You still ship the same way, still have that authenticity guaranteed program, but it's just a whole new way people are purchasing now. So, Mason, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, you covered it all. It's such a trending, huge way of shopping, and it's predicted by, I believe, 2027 to be almost a $500 billion industry. And over in China right now, that's where a lot of their celebrities are coming from, are these eBay Live sellers. And you don't have to be a celebrity. We actually see that people, single owner, small business sellers, that's who are becoming the celebs. And that's what we love to see. That's what we want to be successful with this. And that's one of the coolest parts when it comes to live. So, and like Hannah said, you can have that place. It's almost like a marketing 50-50%. 50% selling, you're also marketing your store in a way too. It's marketing your brand. So it's such a cool thing, very exciting. I have done live shows personally as a seller before working at eBay. I know Kendall has as well. It's exhausting, not going to lie, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So if you feel like you want to get into it, I know Kendall did it for a while. Kendall, give us a little bit of your feedback when you did it for a little while. You feel like it helped you still to this day, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said before, I'm a one-woman show, so it was a lot to take on, and I was kind of wearing myself thin, so I had to take a break. But when I was doing it, I mean, it is exhausting, but it's also exhilarating. Like you kind of get a high from it. And I was able to connect with people, build kind of a community on there that were people that were coming back to my shows, either just to say hi, to say they loved what they got, or to buy from me again. So that was really cool. I had a lot of the same usernames in my shows. So it was kind of like building a little friend group, if you will. And I know the hesitation sometimes with live selling is that you don't have the personality for it. And truthfully, this is how I am even on a live show. Like I'm pretty chill, even keeled, and you don't have to be this really loud, rambunctious in your face kind of person because your people will find you and authenticity goes way further. So I personally, again, don't do it at the moment, is something I would love to get back into. But my store I always have 2,000 followers on my store, and I owe literally all of that to eBay Live because that would not be something that I could have done on my own. So it's cool because I get repeat buyers that could have shopped with me at a live and still continue to shop with me to this day. So it was well worth the time and energy that I put into it, and I really hope to get back to it in the future.
Oh, I love that. That's great. We'd love to see you
That's
on live
awesome.
again. It'd be
Should have
amazing.
done a little live thing right now.
I
Yeah.
know. We were just saying, we
Go
were
go
just
sell
laying the
something,
seed down.
Kendall.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we have a few minutes left. So just to let you guys know, we are doing a giveaway as well, which will be announced after, I think in a couple days after this, we're giving 1 year away of a storefront for the basic storefront, and then a 1 year away of Vendoo at any level that you wish. So that is one of the great things that you'll be receiving. So you have to enter into our Google Forms to get that. So I'm going to put that here into here, fill out our Google form, and then you'll be entered into the giveaway automatically. Also, we have a few questions. So one question is that we have is on free returns. Kendall, this might be a good one for you. With items of high value that I ship to the buyer with insurance, there's no way to add insurance to a return label unless going to a third-party return label platform. Is there any other way to protect high value returns when they come back damaged? Have they ever run into a situation like that?
I have not. I have sold a few things where I have added insurance through eBay, just because it's like a higher dollar amount. Um, but I have never had anything that has come back damaged. So I don't really know if I can add anything to this.
Yeah, I mean, either that might be a more of a shipping question, like a FedEx question.
It
Um,
might
Yeah.
be, but I also think it could be an authenticity guaranteed. answer to. So if it is an item of that caliber, that's kind of the whole point of the program because if it does get shipped back to the seller, it's coming from that authentic partner we use. So eBay will, take responsibility for that. So
Good call out, Hannah. Good call out. All right, this one's good. From Maryland. How do you feel about using AI models for clothing, purses, etc.? Personally, I've seen that
Um,
like the more authentic with the photos, the better. Not as much of the AI models. What have you guys seen? And this is like, we don't really have any data on this yet, I believe. This is
I'm
more.
very new with AI, to be honest. I know, internally we are as well, Mason, but um, I haven't seen much of this. I'm one to take my own photos, which I think is okay too.
yeah, I mean I take all my own photos, but then if I can find, like you said, like someone wearing the thing, I will include that. I did actually dabble today with AI models. I use ChatGPT. It's my best friend. I love it. And I had to really work at getting the right thing on the person. It was like always coming back a little wonky and not right. So there is some like making sure that you're paying attention to what you're using because you don't want to misrepresent and fall out of compliance. So yeah, make sure that you're looking and double checking if you're using AI models.
I love it. I love it. If you guys have any other questions that we may not have been able to get to, because I know we're coming up on time, feel free to reach out to our customer service team, or if you want to set up a storefront with me and Hannah, feel free to pop it into the Google form, and we'll be happy to talk with you. I'm going to put me and Hannah's Google form into here. So if you guys are looking to set up an eBay storefront, if you're a fashion seller or a luxury seller, or any of our other focus categories, collectibles, parts and accessories, electronics, home and garden, feel free to reach out still and we will connect with one of our colleagues. Me and Hannah will probably be responding by Monday or Tuesday to all inquiries. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm definitely going to take off tomorrow. But Hannah might be a little faster. She's pretty quick at it. So put that in there for you. I'm also going to put Kendall's storefront, guys. Check out all of her amazing items and also all the ways she's been able to be a top rated status seller, pre-love partner, and have almost 5,000 items sold, if not over 5,000 items with a very strong positive rate, which is incredible. Thanks to compliance, I think is what we talked about. So love it. And then the giveaway, enter the Google form, enter it, and then we will, I believe, Maria, correct me if I'm wrong, um, who's one of our Vendoo people here today with us, correct me if that's the right way to be a part of it, or if they're just here attending you get entered in the raffle, I think. So one of the ways you're entered into it for a year giveaway of a basic storefront, 1 year giveaway of Vendoo, whichever level you prefer. So very exciting. So sorry, we couldn't get to all of your questions, but if there are some of the questions that you have, feel free to put into our customer service and all of that. They'd be happy to answer for you guys. All right. Kendall, Hannah, do you guys have any last minute things before we say goodbye?
I saw someone ask about social media at
Oh,
the Style Secondhand. I put it in the chat, but just Style Secondhand with the in the front. And that's on all socials. So yes, follow me, please.
at the South secondhand. Perfect. I just popped it in there
Yes.
too.
Yes.
So amazing. Fantastic. This has been so much fun. I feel like the hour just flew by.
Yeah, it did. But I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah. I feel you too. I'm like ready for some NyQuil. Been sick for like a week and a half, guys. I'm ready to just
Yes.
Feel better,
yeah.
Mason.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. All right, wonderful. This has been wonderful, guys. Feel free to reach out to us. We love it all. Sign up for Vendoo, sign up for eBay, and we look forward to seeing you guys in 2026.
Yeah. Doing big
Thank
things.
you. Good
Bye,
night.
bye
Bye.
guys.